I have had such a beautiful day in the sunshine today. It has been so warm here, and I am really feeling now that the seasons have fully changed. And you can feel that when you're in the shade and it still feels warm. When you're walking on the floor and the floor is hot to touch. There's little signs that show you that, oh, it's not just a sunny day, it's actually warm. The humidity is in the air. I was just sending a voice note to my friend, and I was just sharing with her it's the final day of my pay period today, and I've been keeping her up to date with my money that I've earned and how well I've done this month. And I was sharing with her where I'm closing the month. And as I was expressing to her, I was just feeling so much like deep gratitude and so proud of myself, because over the last few months I've hit my target and I've gone above every month. And every time I went over each month of what I earned, it was just a small amount, like I just scraped past. This month was almost double what I've ever earned before, the highest. Double. This isn't just, oh yeah, this is just an extra 1k more or whatever it might be. It's like double the amount. Like, it's insane, the difference. And one of the things I was saying to her was, I'm going to spend my evening today doing an IKEA order. So there is so much that I want to get for the property, and I've been really putting it off. And I'm at this point now where I'm like, we have been here long enough. I have the money. Why am I resisting on actually doing it? And I know one of the reasons is because I'm so mindful of the materials that I use. So I'm like, I want it to be this material, I want it to be that material. And being here in Montenegro, we don't have all those options. The options are definitely limited. And that isn't always a bad thing, but that definitely just means that you have to be a little bit more flexible. Like, we have a sauna coming in from outside of Montenegro, and it will go through, it's going through customs right now, and I had already paid all the custom fees and stuff like that, but the process is so long-winded. Like, my sauna has been in the country for nearly a month now, and I still don't have it. I'm super grateful that it's coming, but I don't have it right now. So I've definitely just got to the point now of like, not everything has to be perfect. Like, you have to almost see things in like a really logical way of like, for me, a big part of it is my health. So it's like, okay, little things like, we don't have fragrance products in the home. We won't use fragrance products. We've got air purifiers. We're doing that to sort of make sure the home is as little fragranced and full of toxins as possible. Obviously there's stuff in the air that's just going to be in the air. And then you've got things like clothes. So I won't differ on that. I am sticking to what I'm putting on my skin. Your skin is the largest organ in your body. What you put on your skin, it's going into your bloodstream. That's how it works. So like, recently going back to the UK, I stocked up on a load of like linen clothes, organic cotton. I can get some here, but definitely not the variety that I can get in the UK, for example. So things like that is a priority to me. Obviously things like water and stuff, we have our Kangen machine, so we are all good. But when it comes to things like materials, it's just being really mindful. Like, this sofa is not cotton or linen or anything like that. It's whatever the material of the sofa is. But we'll have organic cotton blankets to put on top of it. So at least what I sit on isn't touching my skin. My legs, or what I sit on, is touching my skin, and the sofa isn't touching my skin. So my legs are on this cotton blanket, and it just really gives me a little bit more peace of buy in and order in, because you get that, I think the phrase people say is like paralysis by over-analysis, or whatever it's called, and it's like you think so much about something that you then don't end up taking action. And I've noticed that. So one of the things that I also noticed when I was speaking to my friend is like how much my mindset has changed around spending money. I used to be so like, I've always loved spending, but I used to always be so overthinking, like how much does that cost? What does all that cost? What does all that cost? I don't even consider that now. Like, you can go into a shop here and spend like 500 euros and just tap. Like when I went back to the UK, it was like, oh, put your card in, you've got to enter your PIN. And I was like, oh, I'm just so not used to doing this, because when I'm out in these countries, I'm just tapping away. But my mindset around not thinking about what I'm spending or holding myself back from what I want to spend, it's like I've got myself to a position in my life where I do have that flexibility. I'm not naive. I'm not going to go out and spend like 20k on a watch. That for me would be flipping ridiculous. Like that isn't, I'm not at that place in my life right now that I want to be doing that. But I've created, through really good systems and hard work and teamwork with Charlie and persistence and being determined, I've created that buffer so I can spend without having to count everything and think about everything that I'm spending. And the more that that mindset has come into me, the more money that I am earning. The more I'm spending, the more I'm earning. Then the more I'm spending, the more I'm earning. My trip back to the UK recently, it wasn't a lot to go to the UK, but what I spent stocking up on loads of our products and going to the holistic dentist, the travel, so many different things, I spent a lot. I always knew I would. I always know I do when I go back to the UK, and that's okay. But now I see what I'm earning during this month of where I went back to the UK, and it's like, wow. It just really, really shows that when your mindset changes and you really let go of something, you are going to get past any of your limits or your blockages or your things that are holding you back and not allowing you to get to that place. And it was like sharing with her, like, I love spending money. I love it. Like, not just the feeling that it gives, like, oh, I love spending money, but whenever I'm spending money, it's usually of something that really is of use. And especially moving into a property that's completely unfurnished, we've literally had to buy everything. So it's been step by step by step. What do we actually need? Like, what is actually really helpful? And the more that we're getting here, the more that this place is just turning into such an incredible home, cave, retreat, whatever you want to call it. It's like you can really see from what's happening externally and how the things in my environment are growing and improving. It shows how well I am actually doing in my life. Because your environment is a result of yourself, and your environment super impacts yourself. So if you've got like a messy or a rundown or an environment with lots of like chemicals and toxins in the air and fragrances, that's going to have an effect on you. I knew that when we moved in here, it was so empty and cold, and it was winter, so the weather wasn't great. It had such an effect on me. I was so deeply grateful for this property, but because it was so empty, it was so hard to feel like creative and like excited and like just ready to go. It was definitely more of that like slow winter phase. And I just think it's really important to speak about, because like getting yourself into a position in your life where you've experienced having to literally count every single penny and literally living paycheck to paycheck, to then being in a position where you're earning like 10 times what your paycheck would have been in that time. Like, it's not all about money. Money matters. I've spoke about this a lot. Go and look back at the video that I did. But it's not all about money. But it's, the money does show where the growth has happened. Because it's like anything in life. If it just always stays the same, you're going to plateau. There's not going to be any like drive to do more. There's got to be those things that gives you like the drive and the motivation and the determination. So it's just like such an incredible remembrance when you really see how far you've come, what you're now doing, the opportunities you now have, the experiences you can now go on, and just all the new doors that it truly does open up when you change your mindset.